Isang mapagpalang araw sa inyong lahat. Welcome to Teacher Mike's Digital Learning. So, let's all be a blessing. Please subscribe. So, ngayong araw na to, isang bagong kaalaman na naman ang ating matututunan sa food preparation. So, ang learning objectives natin ngayong araw na to is, una, matututunan natin ang basic knife skills, cutting techniques in food preparation, different types of cut, what is mise en place, proper using of mise en place, at kung ano ang benefits of mise en place. So, important to know. So, let's emphasize ang practice ng sanitation during food preparation. So, napaka-importante ang sanitation habang tayo ay nagpre-prepare ng pagkain. So, may helpful tips tayo dito. So, maintaining personal hygiene, sanitize your surfaces, and clean your equipment. Let's remember, food safety starts with personal hygiene. So, always wash from the hands to the elbow for at least 20 seconds. Use a clean towel and always wear a clean apron. Keep all surfaces sanitized regardless of whether they come into contact with food because this will help prevent cross-contamination. Take apart your equipment and clean it regularly. Kung hindi naman natin alam kung paano linisin, so let's look for service in our area that specialize in helping restaurants with this task. And last, always store food at the right temperature and in the right way to discourage the growth of harmful bacteria. Okay? So, ito, may video clip ako dito para sa knife skill. Okay? So, nag-add ako ng link sa description below para mapanood nyo yung full video ng knife skill na ito. Muli, naglagay ako ng link sa description below para mapanood nyo yung full length of knife skills. So, yun yung mga basic knife skills na kailangan nating matutunan bago tayo mag-start ng trabaho or cutting sa ating mga vegetables or sa mga fruits na kailangan nating i-prepare sa kitchen. Okay? So ngayon, matututunan natin kung ano yung mga cutting techniques and the cuts or the types of cuts. Need to know? Malalaman natin ngayon yung 6 basic cutting techniques. What are the basic cutting techniques? First, the chop, the dice, the mince, the julienne, the slicing, and the chiffonade. Okay? So the first one is the chopping. It means that when we chop, this is more loosey-goosey type of cutting you'll, you'll use in the kitchen. As basic cutting techniques go, it's formal and it requires cutting the food into regular pieces, but keep them small, between 3/4 of an inch and 1/4 for a finer experience. Second is the dicing. Dicing is like chopping, but when you dice, it's imperative that the pieces you cut are uniform in size and shape. The shape should be similar to a dice. That's where the name comes from. With dicing comes a bit of waste when you discard the ends of your food items, but you can reuse those for other dishes like stock soups or purees. So the next is the mincing. Mincing will turn your food into teeny tiny pieces, smaller than even a fine dice or chop. Your food, veggies, or meat will have an almost paste-like texture. So mincing ingredients like fresh herbs, garlic, or ginger help release their flavors through the oils or the liquids in them, and then those flavors distribute evenly in your dish. Next is the julienne. Julienne is also known as shoestring, but it also means matchsticks. So the technique involves cutting ingredients into long and everything strips which look like matchsticks. This cut usually applies to vegetable, but it also works for meat or fish, especially in the case of stir fry. The next is slicing. So slicing is the cutting of food into thin, relatively broad slices. Slices may be used as they are or processed further to produce others, especially cuts such as rondelles, diagonals, obliques, and lozenges. Slicing may be accomplished by hand or machine. Next is the chiffonade. Chiffonade is all about shredding leafy greens or herbs and turning them into beautiful ribbons. You use those as garnish or in other recipes. So let's remember. Remember natin the different types of cuts. Okay? Different types of cuts. Batonette, large dice, medium dice, small dice, chiffonade, mince, julienne, baton, and brunoise. So first is the batonette cut. Batonette cut is a French term, or in French, batonette translates to little stick, and it's often used as a starting point for other cuts, especially a small dice. A true batonette cut measures 1/4 inch by 1/4 inch and is about 2 to 3 inches long. Next is large dice cut. Large cubes that measures 3/4 inch on all sides. Start by cutting a larger version of the batonette, then cut into squares. Next is the medium dice cut. Medium cube that measures 1/2 inch on all sides. Start by cutting a larger version of the batonette, then cube it into squares. Small dice cut. A small dice cut is measured at 1/4 inch on all sides. First, cut the vegetable into batonettes, then gather the stick and cut down into small pieces that are 1/4 inch squares. Next is the mince cut. Mince cut is the smallest of dices, measured at 1/8 inch on all sides. Next is the julienne cut. The julienne cut, or we also called it as matchstick or allumette. It is a stick shape and very thin. It measures 1/4 by 1/4 inch thick and 2 1/2 to 3 inches long. Brunoise cat. A Brunoise is a tiny cube cut from julienne stick that is turned a quarter and dies again, producing cubes that are 1/8 by 1/8 by 1/8 by 1/8 inches. So there's also a fine Brunoise that measures 1/16 by 1/16 by 1/16 by 1/16 inches. The Brunoise cut can be used in sauces, as a garnish on soup, or in a consomme. Baton cat. The baton cat is the largest stick cat. It is not a commonly used cat but can be used for crudites and vegetable size. It measures 1/2 inch by 1/2 inch and is about 2 to 3 inches long. And last is the chiffonade cat. A chiffonade cat is used to slice herbs and leafy vegetable into thin strips. This cat is mainly used for garnishes. It measures 1/8 by 1/8 inch and about 1 to 2 inches long. So, need to know and remember what is mise en place. Okay? So, what is mise en place? Mise en place is a French term of or for putting in place and is used for prepping kitchen equipment and food before serving. Mise en place, which first began being used in the late 1800s, is most commonly used today in professional kitchen, cooking shows, cooking classes, and restaurants. Mise en place is having all your ingredients measured, cut, peeled, sliced, grated, etc. before you start cooking. Pans are prepared, mixing bowls, tools, and equipment set out. It is a technique chefs use to assemble meals so quickly and effortlessly. So let's remember the proper using of mise en place. First is have your recipe handy and develop a plan. Next is gather all your ingredients, utensils, and equipment needed. One by one, wash, cut, dice, chop, and measure all your ingredients. Place them in appropriately sized dishes, bowls, and containers for easily grabbing. Set your ingredients around your cooking station for better accessibility. Let's remember also that there is benefits of mise en place. First is one of the biggest benefits of using mise en place is it saves time. Another benefit of using mise en place is to stay organized. Why? Kasi any missing ingredients can be spotted before it's too late for a quick trip to a store or your neighbor next door. Special preparation for ingredients with advanced cooking or preparation. There is time to clean the mixing area as you go along rather than face a counter full of mixing equipment when you're done. Next is you can group ingredients or place them in the order used to assure all recipe steps are included. And it makes complicated recipe more fun to prepare when you're no longer doing a juggling act trying to complete several tasks simultaneously. So that's all for food preparation. We learned the knife skill, we learned the cutting techniques, we learned the different types of cut, we learned the mise en place, benefit of mise en place, and proper using of mise en place. So thank you so much for listening. Until sa ating next video again, to God be the glory. Thank you so much and please subscribe to my YouTube channel.